And there's a commercial, of course. There's a commercial. All right, folks, we're getting started. I'm going to skip this ad so I can see myself. How do I look? Do I look okay? Oh, it's rolling. It's rolling. The opening is rolling. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. All right, are we live? Can everybody hear me? Everybody who could see the press conference, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Fantastic. All right. Da, 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 da. Hello, everybody. Wow. Wow, look at that. I got to hug my flag. You know, if I hug this flag, I have to hug this flag. They're very jealous. I love these flags. Tremendous flags. Great flags. Hello, everyone. This is our 14th press conference. I'm very, very excited today. We have the press room full with press. Go ahead, make some noise, press. Go ahead. Fantastic. Before I do anything, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our sponsor. Today's press conference sponsor is me. It's me. I'm doing it because I have to do everything. I have to fix the entire country. But I'm getting some big, big help from some wonderful, wonderful people. My YouTube members, Bobex and Ash Blonde. Is it Ashter Blonde? Ashter Blonde?
I think it's like Ashper Blonde.
Ashper Blonde. Ashper Blonde. Thank you. So that's a new member. Bobex and Ashter Blonde, new members. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. Gerard Smith, BV, thank you. D-Swing, Morat. We love the D-Swing. We love the D-Swing. The D-Swing is amazing. Fofi, we love the Fofi. SatServe, that sounds very technical. Something like from NASA. SatServe. SatServe, thank you so much. Osprey, D40, thank you. We have Raoul Duke. We got the Duke, folks. We've got the Duke. The Duke is the best. Thank you. Listener, and I say this every week, but the Listener, what a great name. What a great name. Stephen Russo, Stephen, thank you. And Lisa Mitchell, who is in the chat room very early. Lisa, thank you so much. You were the best. You were in there. You were commenting. I cannot thank you. You're almost like a reporter, Lisa. You're here every week. You're so incredible. One with the Universe, which used to be Laddie Land, but One with the Universe. What a great name. What a great name. And Falco, we love Falco. We love the name and we love the song. I promise one day I'm going to do the rap song. I swear I'm going to do it. We have a question
Mr.
already.
President, Mr. President.
Yes. Oh, Megyn Kelly's here. Oh, my goodness.
I want to know, what did you shoot today? And did you cheat?
No, I did not cheat. Excuse me. I don't cheat. I'm not a cheater. I had 15 holes in one. And I came in very, very well. I'm the league, as most people know, for the last 39 years, I've been the league champion at all of my golf courses. I'm a tremendous golfer. Honestly, I should have turned pro. And if someone who sent me money?
Lisa Mitchell donated $5.
Lisa, we love you so much, Lisa. Come down to Mar-a-Lago, and I will give you the best cheeseburger you've ever had. Greasy fries. We love the greasy fries. And we love the Lisa Mitchell. All right, let's move on to our next question. Oh, I have to remind everyone, I got this from a company called Factory. It's a little me in a jumpsuit from the wonderful people at Factory. And I'm in a jumpsuit. It's got my height, which is right, which is actually right. It's got some barbed wire. Because everyone on when we do these press conferences, they always say, you're going to end up in prison. I'm not going to be in prison, but I do look good in orange. Down in front.
Question from Tugas Art Studio.
Tugas Art Studio.
They asked, Your Excellency, sir. Mr.
Oh,
President,
I like, whoever that is, I like them a lot. Your Excellency, sir.
Have you been working out? You look great.
Thank you so much. You know, I decided to cut back. Instead of having 2 cheeseburgers at lunch and a bowl of fries, I'm having 1 cheeseburger and half of the bowl, which I think has helped me a lot. Don't I look thinner? And there's something called Ozempic. I've been taking Ozempic, and honestly, I feel nauseous, and I don't want to eat. It's true. And by the way, if you are watching and you're not subscribed, subscribe. We put out more content every week. Go to the live section. Go to the video section. We've got lots and lots of great content. It's incredible. Believe me. All right, who do we have? Another question, anybody?
What's the best dish at Mar-a-Lago?
The best dish at Mar-a-Lago, I think, is the cheeseburger a la Trump. It's got everything on it: lettuce, tomato, pickle, but a thick burger, not one of those that like the crappy. And I do love McDonald's because they're so consistently clean. It's amazing. But I always make sure we give 100% ground beef. It's delicious. Do we have a question?
Yes, Mr. President, when you were my age, did you always want to be the president?
I've always wanted to be the president. That's a great question, by the way. No one's ever asked that before. I always wanted to be the president because in my mind, I was already the president. I visualized being president. And even right now, when they say I'm not the president, I'm still the president and I'll always be the president. As far as I'm concerned, I will be president for life. President for life. Say it with me, everybody in the audience.
President for life.
And everyone loves this idea, even crying Chuck Schumer, because I spoke with Chuck the other day, because he is from New York, and he said, I hope you get life. I hope you get life. And I thought that was very, very important. And it's very exciting to be back. I do want to mention a lot of people loved my little Trump on a shelf. You can give this to your liberal, radical, leftist friends. And it's got two little cameras in it. It'll watch you at all times. Oh, somebody made a donation. Could you see the donation? Who made that donation, Megan Kelly?
Relax, bad knee.
I believe it's Relax Bad Knee Adventurer.
Adventurer. It's the blue one. Thank you so much. How much is it? Another one just came in.
$2.50.
$2.50. That's like $5, right? That's $5 because of the exchange
No, the euro's
rate.
$1.10.
Oh, it's $1.10? Okay. I'm not really good at math. That's not my thing. I'm a builder. I pour concrete. I wear hard hats like my son Eric does. And another one just came in. I can see a green one on the monitor.
Lisa Mitchell again.
Lisa, we have to do something special for Lisa. It'll have to be maybe my OnlyFans account, and I'll give her access to it. It's me in my tidy whities and a white T-shirt eating Cheetos. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. Yes.
Her donation came with a comment, too. She said, sir, please someday do the song Der Kommissar by Falco.
Oh, I love Falco.
Maybe with Arnold rapping.
Oh, that'd be great. Arnold rapping, the Arnold Schwarzenegger who ruined The Apprentice. But I love Der Kommissar. It's a great song. I love Falco. And for those of you who don't know, Falco was a pop star, but he was from Vienna, and he sang in German. And then we have a Falco who's a member here, which is incredible. It's really incredible. And I'm being told we have over 5 million people watching right now. Isn't that incredible? It's absolutely incredible. And I know there's a lot of questions about New Year's and where was Melania. Oh, we have a question down in front from our young reporter.
Somebody in the comments, I think Rillavi said, I like your wig.
Oh, thank you so much, but it's not a wig. I've been saying this my entire adult life. It's not a wig. Look, you can see the hairline. You can see the hair. You can see it growing out of the side of my head. You can see the side. I look fantastic. But it's not a wig, folks. It's not a wig. Larry King pulled on it. Who else? But Howard Stern pulled on it. All these wonderful people. And sometimes you may even hear me on Howard Stern. I still go on the show. I was on a couple of weeks ago. I know a lot of people know that about me. But that's okay. That's okay. I love Howard. He's very honest, but he's gone left wing. He's gone left wing. He's a radical, leftist, Marxist, fascistic fish stick. And we don't like that. We don't like that at all. But we do like people and the First Amendment. And I've always said the Second Amendment should be the First Amendment. The First Amendment should be the Second Amendment. Or we get rid of the First Amendment and it's just for me. Go ahead.
Yeah, sir.
Yes.
We really want to know.
Megan, I love when you say sir, especially after how mean you were to me. But go ahead.
I know. I'm just a mean person, but especially to you. But we really want to know, how much did you have to pay Melania to stay?
Well, we have a prenup, and there's no secret about this. There's a prenup, and when you have a prenup, there's things that you have to do. Now, she's violated the prenup, and we can't find her. As I have said before, somehow she sawed off the tracking device on her ankle, but we will track her down, and I may be even doing a special press conference about that. But don't worry about me. You know why? I've been surrounded by beautiful women my entire life, and I now have my good friend Alina Haba, my attorney. I call her Haba Dabba Doo, and she's a lot younger than Melania. Do you hear me, Melania? I always say 44 and out the door, but for Melania, I gave her a break. And what does she do? She just disappears on New Year's, Christmas, and everything else. But that's okay, because Alina Haba is always there for me, and she says what I like to say, what I like to hear. It's true. Okay, hold on, everybody. 1 second. I just got to get a drink of water. I know everyone's looking at my gigantic hands. Look at them. This is a regular sized bottle. I have huge hands, folks. And you know what they say? Big hands, big gloves. Go ahead, Megan Kelly.
Tom Dag has a question. Sir, do you think Hollywood will make a movie about your life, and will you be safe in prison?
Oh, well, that's you know what they call that in legal terms? A compound question. But I can handle it because I'm so smart. I'm a stable genius. Here's the most important thing. They're dying to make a movie about me. The left-wing, radical, fascistic, socialist, they are dying to make a movie about me, but they probably won't do it until I pass away, which is sad. And I'm not going anywhere. My father Fred Trump lived to be 93. So, folks, I'm not going anywhere. As far as in prison, I think I'll be very safe because we do have the new Trump doll, the new Trump prison doll. And I think I look incredible. And I will lead the Aryan Brotherhood. Go ahead.
Defense said, what is your best round of golf without cheating?
My best round of golf, I never cheat. Why do people say that? Some guy wrote a book, it said Commander in Cheat. My best round of golf ever, I shot, I think it was a par 5 hole, and I did it in 2. And I think that's amazing. And I think my score was, 73, 72, 59. It was fantastic. Whatever I do is historic. Go right ahead.
Gloria Roberts wants to know if you're going to have a DNA test for Barron. Is he yours?
Oh, Barron's absolutely mine. When you look at that kid, he's so handsome. I don't know where that came from. I mean, he's very, very tall. It's kind of amazing how tall he is. But he looks just like me. He sounds like me. He does this like me. He has the accordion hands but I just don't want him to get into basketball. I don't want him to get into basketball and waste all that time. Did we get another 2 more things?
You got one more from, this is someone new that I've seen, from Da Booster for
Da
$4.99.
Da Booster. Hello, Da Booster.
Da Booster asked, Sir, when you're reelected president, will you pass a law that will allow you to marry Ivanka?
Oh, well, that's what we're hoping for. You know, here's the problem with the Bible. It has a lot of outdated, outmoded things. There's no reason that a father shouldn't marry his daughter. They did this long ago, and a lot of the kings did it. They married their daughters, and that way it kept the lineage, the bloodline. And I think I've said if I wasn't her father, I'd date her. But even if I was her father, I'd date her, if you know what I'm talking about. But sadly, she's married to Jared, and somehow he got $2 billion from the Saudis, which I'm still not. I got like practically nothing from the Saudis, so I do want to talk to him about that. All right, next question.
You did get another donation to your legal fund from Buddy.
Thank you, I need it.
From Buddy Hembry, $5.
$5. And listen, these attorneys are insane. They want $500 an hour, and they've got me on this whole thing with the woman who says I said that stuff about her and defamed her. Then we got the whole Jan 6 thing. Then I think I'm involved. 91 counts against me. It's so sad. Megan and then Sydney. Go right ahead.
Mr. President, Buddy Hembry says Melania is sitting right here with him, and she asks you to send money.
She needs money too? I don't know why. I've met all of my obligations. She's buying Coach bags, Kate Spade bags, Valencia bags, all these. You know how much these bags cost? These bags are like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. It's like a loaf of bread. It's crazy why it's so expensive. Go ahead, Cindy.
JT asked, why do you not respect the Constitution?
Well, the Constitution's kind of, again, very outmoded, very old. What I would like to do when I get back in, Dictator for a Day. That's the title of my new book, Dictator for a Day. And we are going to suspend the Constitution, and I'm going to fix everything, and then we'll put the Constitution back into place. I mean, think about it. Constitution was written, 5,000, 6,000 years ago? A lot of those things don't apply anymore. They really don't. And I do like the Fifth Amendment. I like the Fifth Amendment. I don't like the 14th or the 25th. The Second Amendment's my favorite. That's right. You know what I mean? Like I always say. And listen, and people say that I don't believe in the Bible. I love the Bible. It's my second favorite book. Go right ahead.
Tugis Art Studio wants to know, Mr. President, sir, did you hear of the lady sent by J.K. Rowling who displayed an unpleasant Torah card about you on television? Why are they envious of the genius, the art of the deal?
I don't understand why Jesse Waters, who I like, who's very, very smart, would have on someone who had a loaded deck who had a loaded deck, and I like J.K. Rowling, but I don't like that woman who turned over that card that was not a nice card. And by the way, all that psychic stuff is a bunch of crap. I think we all know that. It's all made up. It's all made up, right? Right? You believe, right? You don't believe that, do you? No one believes in these psych. Who you turn over a card and say, you're going to have a good year, you're going to have a bad year. You know who's going to have a bad year? Joe Biden. Go right ahead.
Alexandra asked, what are your opinions on Bill Clinton being on the Epstein list?
Well, Bill Clinton was on the Epstein list, and I think we all knew that going in, and a lot of other people. I was surprised about Alan Dershowitz. That was heavy. But you know what? These people, hey, listen, he's been around for a long time. I mean, I was photographed with him. I didn't do anything, but he's one of these people. He was a fixture in Palm Beach. But I'm not going to say anything because a lot of people want me to say something. But you know what? When you say something like that, something always happens. And they're releasing more documents every day. But Epstein, not a good guy. Not a good guy. We had a falling out, by the way. You can see the legal documents on that. Go ahead.
Mr. President, Sherry Baby 80 wants to know if you'd pose for Playgirl.
Oh, I would pose for Playgirl. You know, Burt Reynolds did it, and I think did Schwarzenegger do it? Who were the famous? What do they call that? The centerfolds. The centerfolds. I would pose for it, and it would be the biggest selling issue of Playgirl in history. They could have me on a rug that Don Jr. shot, like a lion or a tiger or a bear, and I would be right there, and women would go wild because they love me. Have you seen my NFTs? I look fantastic. I look really, really amazing. Ozempic works, believe me. Go right ahead. We have another one.
Yes, sir. Question from Product Demos.
Product Demos. That's an interesting game. It's kind of like this thing, the Product Demo.
They asked, is Alina Habba a new version of your wife?
Well, I don't. You know what? Here's the thing about Alina. She's not that Melania isn't smart. She speaks 5 languages. English is not one of them. But Melania was very, very smart. 4 years ago, she started social distancing. 4 years. I put my hand out. She'd slap it away. So Melania is smart in one way, but Alina Habba is smart in another way. She can say things that never even happened and make it sound like it happened. And she's an attorney. So that's very, very smart. I'll have to find out. What school did she go to? Find out what law school she went to. But she's very, very smart, very, very young. I've paid her over $2 million so far, and she's done a tremendous job. People say, oh, she's made mistakes. She's made teeny tiny mistakes over here.
Follow-up question to the Playgirl question earlier.
I like this line of questioning, by the way.
Hey Corvus wants to know, sir, would the Playgirl issue come with a musk?
A must, yes. In fact, one of our last videos, there's been a lot of scratch and sniff questions. I think that we can do a whole book. I did a coffee table book with captions, but I think we could do a complete scratch and sniff book of my entire presidency and post-presidency. We'd have the smell of me in the morning, the smell of me in the afternoon, the smell of the cheeseburgers, the smell of Air Force One. I think, ooh, that's a lovely musk. That's a lovely musk. And I think we'll do it as a sample in Playgirl. Go right ahead, Megyn Kelly.
Mr. President, David Keating wants to know, sir, your royal tallness.
I love this guy.
When you're reelected, would you consider making Ireland the 51st state of the United States? And he says he's with the Irish News Corp.
Oh, well, listen, I was just in Dublin, Ireland. A lot of people, you know what I thought was interesting? I was in Dublin. A lot of Italians in Dublin. But I have been saying this, David. I have been saying this since before 2016. If you can speak English, if you're an English-speaking country, you should be part of the U.S. We could fix the UK. We could have Australia and Ireland. I think it would be absolutely fantastic. The Irish people are great people, fantastic people. They're fair skinned, they're red hair. We need more of that in America. We don't need anybody else from all those other countries. We need the Irish people. So yes to Ireland. Sure, they're heavy drinkers and they love potatoes, but I love potatoes, but that's okay. Go ahead.
What do you think of Kimberly Guilfoyle, and do you think Don Jr. will actually marry her?
You know what? That's a great question. I like Kimberly a lot. I honestly cannot believe she was married to Gavin nauseation, who is the governor of California. Sure, he's tall and he's handsome, but he's a radical, left-wing, chauvinistic fish stick who's a Marxist and a socialist. But I think she's very pretty. She's very smart. She's very high energy. I think she needs to go switch to decaf, though. She needs to switch to decaf, like in the morning, like, the master's yet to come. That's a little tough at 8 a.m. That's a little tough. Go right ahead.
You got a donation from Lisa Mitchell for $5.
Lisa, the best. Lisa, you're the best. We're going to have Lisa on as a reporter.
We should
do that. Fly to Vegas. Fly to Vegas.
Lisa said, Mr. President, please tell Don Jr. to stop hunting, but you should still pose for Playgirl.
Don loves to hunt. He loves to hunt rhinoceros, hippos, lions, tigers, bears, chickens. The shotgun, though, just destroys the chickens. It's sad. There's feathers everywhere, and he's not a good shot. Right over here, Sydney from the Youth Reporter Group. Thanks for the super chat.
Hello_Abigail asked, what are your thoughts on Fortnite and Hunter Biden?
Okay, wow, they're two totally. I know that Abigail was at it. Hello, Abigail, on the Tickety Tock, on the TT. I have to say TT. I can't say because the YT and the TT, they don't like each other. But I want to say Fortnite, I know, is a big game, and I think I'm not a gamer, folks. I'm not a gamer, but I've heard people love Fortnite. As far as Hunter Biden is concerned, what a mess. What a mess. Look at my son, Don Jr. Look at my son, Eric. Look at my beautiful daughter, Ivanka, who I'd like to marry, but I'm not allowed. My kids are fantastic. And, of course, you have to think of Barron, who just keeps growing. It's really amazing. But then you look at Hunter Biden. First of all, who takes their laptops full of you-know-what and leaves it at their laptop repair place? That alone, he should be arrested on. Just sheer stupidity. Sheer stupidity. It's true. It's true. But listen, people are people, but you don't want those people to be connected to the White House. This is why I only have the best people, tremendous people, great people. Megyn Kelly in the back. By the way, Megyn, you look wonderful. You look great.
Oh,
you look
thanks,
great.
Mr. President.
And I saw that movie Bombshell, and what's her name played you?
I'm better looking.
Oh, far better. Far better.
McMack wants to know if you're still going to buy Tickety Tock.
You know what? Listen, if you remember my presidency, what did we try to do? We tried to ban the Tickety Tock, but they gave me a lot of money, and I said, okay. They gave me like $6.7 million. I said, we'll wait, but I think TikTok, the TT is making things worse for kids and making people's attention span shorter. Teeny Tock, you hear that? Tickety Tock. That's true. I think it's true. But conversely, there's some very funny people on there and some great dancers, tremendous dancers. And if you are watching on TT right now, go up to the top, click on the bio, and subscribe to me on YT. And if you're watching me on YT right now, make sure you subscribe and notify, because we've got fresh content coming out left and right all the time, especially on the run-up to the election that's coming up November 5th. But until then, I got some court dates, but every Friday we will be here to do this incredible press conference and mention wonderful things like my t-shirt. Look at this. This is my t-shirt. You can if you're watching on YT right now, you can buy this t-shirt right now. It's me. Say never surrender. And at the bottom here, it says only surrender 4 times. Then after that, don't never surrender. I took this photo the 4th time I surrendered. Great photo. Look at that. That's from the Georgia, Fulton County. Horrible people. In the back, Megan.
Jess wants to know what secrets you sold to China.
Oh, I only sold the best secrets. And I got very good money, by the way. But it's a secret. So if I tell you, it's not a secret. So they know and I know. But believe me, it's nothing really. It was really just a money grab. Over here, Sydney from the Young Reporters Group.
User 14968 said, why do you want to be president?
Well, I have to tell you, There's only one person who can fix this country, and that's me. I can fix the military. I can fix the border. By the way, the border, Swiss cheese. It's Swiss cheese. You see, another caravan is coming. 6 million Mexicans are crossing into America right now, this hour. There won't be any Americans left. It'll all be Mexicans. And by the way, I love the Mexican people. Great people, fantastic people. I love the Mexican food. I love the Upalupas. I love the quesadillas. I love all the food, but I have to tell you, you gotta come here legally. The wall that I built, they're turning into Swiss cheese because they're not keeping it up. Biden is just ruining the country. Go ahead. Do we have a question? Oh, good.
Well, Jen Wands has a comment. She says, "Sir, YT
sir.
sounds like Y Trump."
Say that again.
YT sounds like Y Trump.
Oh, that's interesting.
So maybe we don't want to do that.
We don't want to do that. Well, I can't say what you're watching this on because the other platforms get mad, but we'll call it something else. We'll call it you. Just you. How's that? It's just you. Or me. We'll call it me, because that's what this is really all about. How fantastic I am. I'm the greatest president in the history of presidents, other than the late, great Abe Lincoln, whose wife was maybe a 3. And I'm being generous, folks. Go ahead.
Question from Leo Lopez.
Mario Lopez's sister? I love Mario
maybe,
Lopez.
sir.
Maybe.
It's a
You never know.
Leo,
Hopefully she's here legally.
Leo Lopez asks, Sir, would you be surprised if you lose the Iowa caucus because you did not participate in any debates?
I would be shocked if I lost the Iowa caucus. Number one, you got Chris Christie, who's like the size of the Hindenburg. He's got more chins than a Chinese phone book. His spleen is made out of salami. This guy shouldn't even be alive because he's so he's out. Then you got Nikki Haley, who is a horrible, horrible person, whose real name isn't even Nikki Haley. Look it up. What is she hiding? Then you've got Ron DeSanctimonious, or as I call him, Ron the Backstabber. Horrible, horrible person. He's ruining Florida. We all love Florida. Sean Hannity just moved to Florida. Do you believe it? No one's left in New York, folks. The city's empty. The city's being overrun by migrants because of terrible people who will not do anything, but I'll do something, and that's why I will win the Iowa caucus hands down. And by the way, I'm leading in all the polls, like 55%. I think Christie's -4. He'd love to be like, 75, 50, whatever it is. It's not going to happen. And Vivek. I call him Tyvek, Wamaswamy. He's just a little me. He's just a little, and you know what? He's actually he's not much bigger than this doll. It's true. But other than that, I will win. I will predict a huge Trump slide in Iowa in the caucus. And no one even in that state likes Joe Biden. So I'm going to win November 5th. Believe me, down in front.
Question from Dajo87. Actually, this is more of a comment. Mr. President, my friend Scott would like you to stop building a wall to keep the Mexicans out and start building a wall to stop the Canadians from getting in.
Well, listen, I have said this since 2016. We need to build the ice wall. I saw this in Game of Thrones. The Canadians are coming over, again, like Swiss cheese. And listen, I like Canadians, okay? It's like another country up there. And what is a Canadian, really? It's an unarmed American with crappy health care, and they're nicer. They say sorry a lot. I never say sorry. You know why? Because I'm never wrong. But the Canadians are always wrong. You know why? Because they're socialists. They have social medicine and everyone's sick, and that's why they're all coming here. It's true. But they do have funny people. Captain Kirk was Canadian. Did you know that? Go ahead.
We just got a donation from Kate Raymer.
Oh, thank you, Kate Raymer.
Who says, Mr. President, do your security teams continue to get caught eye-rolling you? And how do you deal with this constantly?
Oh, wait a minute. Do I not know about this? Are my security people eye-rolling me? Is that what's happening? I will fire them so fast their tiny little heads will spin. I have the best Secret Service detail in the world. They love working at Mar-a-Lago. Where would you want to work? With Joe Biden at the beach with his skinny white legs and the peach fuzz? Or would you like to be at Mar-a-Lago with people like Alina Habba, who I call Habba Dabba Doo? Right? Very attractive people. We've got Vanilla Ice, who was at my New Year's Eve party. He sang, what's his hit song again? What's his hit? Doon, 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 doon. Dun, 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 dun. Ice Ice Baby. He sang Ice Ice Baby for 90 minutes straight. It's his only song. It's his only song, but he sang it for 90 minutes straight. You should see the video of me listening to that. I was doing the hippity hop movements. It was incredible. It was quite a night, and he had a very expensive baseball cap on. Go right ahead.
We've had a bunch of comments about you being removed from the ballot in different states. How do you plan to deal with this?
Well, we have some of the top legal minds, and then I'm on Truth Social, giving them all a hard time.
Thanks for the
First of
super
all,
chat.
Maine, what we were just talking about, Canada, Maine is pretty much Canada. You know what I'm talking about? The bunch of left-wing, fascistic, socialist, Marxists, communists who never like me. I do like Maine lobster, but I'll never eat one again. I'll never eat a Maine lobster again. Put me back on the ballot. Just put me back on. And then in Colorado, who the hell, how can you have one person in these two states that make this decision? I don't like this at all. So we are taking it to the Colorado Supreme Court. And if Clarence Thomas is watching, Clarence, you got to get me in front of the Supreme Court. I am not. Hold on a second. Oh man, that breakfast burrito really did me in. You've got to get me in front of the Supreme Court. All right? It's very important. I can't wait. Hold on one second. Hold on. I need to order I'm ordering a Diet Coke. Oh, there it is. It just comes right up through the middle. Look at that. Look how big my hands are. It's really amazing. It's incredible. Go right ahead.
Well, Michael Miller just wants you to know, sir, John Domenico needs to be your body double in case the radical Democrats try to harm you.
I have heard so much about this John D. Domenico guy. In fact, we're on his channel right now on the YT, on the U, because the U will not let me, President Trump, be on. But I'm going through my good friend John D. Domenico's channel. And if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, you should subscribe. You should subscribe, hit the notification bell, because he's putting out a lot of content all the time. And he's a great guy, fantastic guy, amazing guy. His impression, it's okay. But he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. Sydney over here from our youth reporter group.
H_LO asked, what were you doing at Epstein's Island, and were you friends with him?
Well, over the 25 years I knew him, people took about 67 photos with me, but I barely knew the guy. When we flew to his island, like he was in the front of the plane, I was in the back of the plane, I really never talked to him. And I was just there for real estate reasons. I didn't do anything. You can't pin anything on me. No one's come out against me. I barely knew the guy, to be honest. Next question.
Question from Supreme Taco Snoke.
Oh, I like that name, Supreme Taco Snoke. That's a good name.
Sir, do you prefer Huggies or Depends?
Well, that depends. It depends. I would say, they're huge companies, both of them, and I don't want to bash one or the other or endorse one or the other, but honestly, it depends. Right, Megan, and Sydney.
Mame Mo wants to know, sir, we don't hear the security guards today, the security dogs today, but she wants to know what their names are.
The security guards are French Fry, because I love French
subscribers.
fries. I love grease, and olive, because a lot of people don't know this, but I love olives. They're great. They're wonderful dogs. They're huge, vicious, mean dogs who attack anyone who even looks Mexican when they're on the property. I did fire the landscapers. That's why you're not hearing the landscapers, which used to interrupt these very important press conferences. So now it's just quiet. It's quiet. It's so quiet. It's a little too quiet. Has anyone seen Melania? Anyone? No? Not okay. All right. We're gonna get her on the show. We're gonna do it. Sydney down in front.
Mary asked, do you use spray tan?
Do I use spray tan? Yes, I use spray tan. I use powder. I use this stuff called cocoa tan. And every now and then I forget to put it on, and people go, "Oh, it looks horrible." I look fantastic. Look, I'm a person in the public eye. I put on makeup, and I always look good. You have to admit that. They'll never get me on looks. So many unattractive people in the world. It's really sad, but not me. Megyn Kelly, who's attractive. Go ahead.
Supreme Taco Snoke is back and wants to know who's more beautiful, Ivanka or Alina Haba?
Well, Ivanka, obviously, I made her. She's like a female me with different plumbing. So I'm gonna have to go with Ivanka. And Ivanka's a little taller. Alina's a close second, though, I have to say. And you know who's really cute? Carrie Lake. Carrie Lake, she's like a little pixie. She reminds me of Peter Pan. Peter Pan, you know, those who flew around. That's what Carrie Lake reminds me of. And we had her down to Mar-a-Lago, and she was great. She flew around in there. It was incredible. Right there.
James Brown says, why do you hate veterans and the military?
I don't hate, listen. I don't hate veterans. I don't hate the military. I just happen to be smarter than all of the generals combined. I just happen to be smarter. I'm very militaristic. I went to a military high school. It was like Vietnam for me. It was like Vietnam. So I learned a great deal. I love the military. I love the generals who love me. If you don't love me, I don't love you. And if I don't like your ideas, I don't love you. So then you don't love me. And that's why I don't like a lot of the military people. But I basically served in high school. So go right ahead.
Bill Easton has donated $2, but
Thank
he
you,
wants to
Bill.
know, sir, Chris Christie's saying you're a crook. Reaction?
Chris Christie's a crook. He probably eats far more than he should at the buffet. You know what I mean? Those people depend on everyone eating a certain amount of food. He probably eats the food for 4 people. And by the way, let's not forget that Chris Christie was a terrible governor and he ruined New Jersey. It's so sad. Did you notice? When you go to New York, you go in for free, but when you come out, you gotta pay to go to New Jersey. What a ripoff. What a ripoff. I've always said that about New York and New Jersey. They shouldn't even be in the same sentence together. And Chris Christie's name should not be in the same sentence with me. What has he done? Oh, sure, he was an attorney general, but who cares? You know what I mean? Next question. Anybody?
Space Pirate wants to know what your New Year's resolutions are.
Oh, Space Pirate. We know Space Pirate. We haven't heard from Space Pirate in a while. Hello, Space Pirate. We thank you. You're one of the good ones. You always leave a comment. My resolution is to become the president once again. The president once again. Now, I've always been the president because Joe Biden is not the actual president, but I wasn't in the White House. So I'm going to get back into the White House. I'm going to lose a few lbs, even though I'm only 215 pounds, 6'3", and I look absolutely fantastic. And I don't work out, by the way. I'm not riding around on a 10-speed like Joe Biden and Kerry, who look like morons when they fall down. I am on the golf course. I am in my golf cart. And you know what my resolution is? To play more golf. Sydney from the Youth Reporters Group. Go ahead.
Shanzers80 says, Mr. Trump, how do you feel about Letitia James asking for you to be fined $370 million?
Okay, you know what? Letitia James, peekaboo. I call her peekaboo. Letitia peekaboo James. She hates me. She's a racist. This is racism. Did you know that? You know what? It's terrible. It's just another a story of keeping the successful white man down in New York. The New York hates wealthy people. It's so sad. She wants $350 million or $250 million. Come and get it. She'll never get it from me. Alina Habba did a great job in court, and she'll never get a penny from me because I won. I pay my taxes. Just because you value it one way one day and value it another on another day, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. That's called fluidity. Like sometimes, does your car always have the same value? No. Sometimes it's higher. Back to Sydney. Go ahead.
RHSB said his hands are too big for him to be Trump.
My hands, I have beautiful hands. I have tremendous hands. These are big. Look at this. This is a full can of Pepsi. I have big, beautiful hands. And you know what they say? Big hands, big gloves. And by the way, no complaints, if you know what I'm talking about. A lot of happy women, and that's why I should be in Playgirl. They should resurrect it for me. Go ahead.
Screams wants to know if you're going to help Rudy Giuliani with his money troubles.
You know, this came up in an interview yesterday, but I can't help. Listen. You just had a question about $350 million from Peekaboo James. I have my own problems. Rudy, you did this to yourself. I never asked you to do this. I never asked you to go to Ukraine. I never asked you to do all that stuff around the country where you ripped one in the hearing in Michigan. I heard that was a stinker. But listen, I never asked you for anything. That's totally up to you. So I have to say I did 100 $8,000 a plate dinner for Rudy. No one showed up. Sorry, Rudy. Sorry, pal. Go ahead.
You got a donation, another donation from Bill Eatson for $5.
Bill Eatson. Thank you, Bill. Thank you so much.
And Bill asks, Sir, John D. Domenico won an award impersonating you. Have you ever met him in person?
I have met him 3
Thanks
times.
for
I
the
met him
super
3
chat.
times. I met him way back in 1990. I met him back in 93, and I met him in 99. He happened to be performing as Austin Powers at my 2000, first season or second season of The Sopranos, because we had all the Sopranos there, and we had John there as Austin Powers. He co-hosted the event. We had a great time. It was in Atlantic City. It was at the Trump Marina, and we had a really big bash. And he happened to jump out of a cake as Austin. I can't do Austin. He's smashing groovy, right on, baby. Yeah, my teeth are too good to do him. But it was a good time many moons ago when I was 55, and it was a fun time before all of this horrible stuff. When everyone liked me, it's sad. But that's the answer to the question. Go ahead, Sydney.
Oric Desir asked, thoughts on Hillary Clinton, and are you friends with her?
Oh, well, listen, Hillary and Bill were at my wedding to Melania, but then we ran against each other, and she called me a puppet. But she's the one who's the puppet. She's the puppet. I'm not a puppet. She's a puppet. And it was very, very sad because at the wedding, she's a big cheapskate. She came with Ziploc bags, and she was taking all the hors d'oeuvres and putting them in Ziploc bags and stuffing them in. Even Bill was embarrassed. But she took like the prime rib. She took the rolls. It was very, very sad. Hillary Clinton is a cheapskate, and she would have been a very cheap president who got us into some horrible wars. So I'm not friends with her anymore. I was barely friends with her before. And now with Bill and the whole you-know-who on the plane, I don't talk to either one of them anymore. Next question.
Tobias E. wants to know if Stormy Daniels likes your big brain.
Yes, Stormy Daniel likes my big brain. We had a fantastic conversation. We were at a big event out in California. She was all over me. And then we ended up upstairs together. And by the way, everything she said was a lie, except the part where I'm a fantastic lover. That part is true. But then she commented on my little Trump Tower, my big Trump Tower. But the fact of the matter is, I can't compare to 8 guys at once or Mandingo. That's not fair. She's a professional. These guys are all pros. And and by the way, I'm a fighter, not a lover, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm fighting for you, folks. They're not coming for me. They're coming for you because you're the ones who did all that bad stuff. All right, next question. Sydney from the Youth Reporters Group.
Sheku Omenga asked, he said, Trump, send me $50,000 and I promise I'll get you a hamburger.
Okay, that's not the best deal I ever got. But listen, I wrote The Art of the Deal, which is my favorite book. My second favorite book is The Bible. But that's not a good deal, and I'm not going to accept that deal because I have the greatest cheeseburgers on earth at Mar-a-Lago. Down in front here. Do we have a question?
Blase wants to know.
Oh, Blase. Is that who is the mayor of New York? Bill Blase? Is that him?
De Blasio.
But
this is Blase.
Oh, Blase. Very Blase.
Sir, did you know people are calling you Donald Shits and Pants?
Really? You know what? I have never worn, we had another question about Depends and the other thing. I have never heard this before. This is a totally manufactured thing by the left. I don't wear diapers all the time, all right? I think it's very terrible that people are saying these horrible things. And by the way, even if it was, I'm still going to do a great job running the country. Tremendous job. Go ahead.
€6 from Antonio Argentario.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Mr. President, Ireland with its great voters always supports you.
We love Antonio. Antonio is a pastry chef in Dublin. Is that right? Cass, is it Antonio?
I believe so.
Yes.
Antonio Argentieri.
Yes. Yeah,
He actually sent that twice. I'm not sure if he meant to, but you got a total.
You said it twice.
12
That's okay. Antonio, listen, folks, if you're watching this right now on the Tickety Tock or on the U, as we call it. Antonio is an absolutely fantastic pastry chef. He is Italiano. He lives in Dublin. He's a good friend of mine. He took me out to dinner when I was in Dublin. We were talking about Dublin becoming, Ireland becoming a U.S. state. He's a fantastic guy. Follow him here on YouTube. Follow him on the Tickety Tock. Follow him on the Instagram. He's an absolutely great guy and makes fantastic baked goods and pastries.
Mr. Swampy wants to know, sir,
Swampy.
is it true that your next administration is going to be a 24/7 live reality TV show?
Absolutely, is it Mr. Swampy?
Mr. Swampy.
Mr. Swampy, I am so glad you asked this question, because what are we going to do, Mr. Swampy? We are going to drain the swamp. We're going to drain the swamp. We're going to find out why Jared got $2 billion from the Saudis. We're going to find out why I got $6.7 million from the Chinese. Terrible people, the Chinese, by the way, but they give great money. They give great money. It's going to be 24 hours a day. It's going to be totally transparent, except for the stuff we don't want you to see, but we're going to clean it up. Mr. Swampy. And Mr. Swampy, I may even have you at the White House because you have the best name, Mr. Swampy, because we're going to clean you up. It's going to be tremendous. Go ahead.
Penny Lane wants to know, sir,
Thanks
can
for
you
the
give us a
super chat.
hint as to who you're going to select as VP?
Oh, this is a fantastic question. I want Ivanka, but you know, she's got 2 young kids. She's got me in the friend zone, by the way. But we're gonna what's that?
3 young kids.
Three young. Oh, she has 3 young kids.
think she has
Thank
3.
you so much. I'm just the grandfather. I don't really like children, but she's got young kids. But so the backup, I'm thinking now, Alina Habba. It'd be Trump Habba, or Carrie Lake. Carrie Lake is jonesing for the job. She literally, my phone is just, it's Carrie Lake every 15 minutes. VP. The question is though, who do you want to be the VP? Who do you want to be the VP? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. I personally think me, and that's it. I don't really need a vice president. You know what I'm talking about? Down in front here with Cass.
Question from Stephen Jackson.
Stephen Jackson.
How can I make my hair like yours?
Here's the thing. You have to use luxury locks. It's my own hairline. It makes my hair so nice. And then this is what you do. You grow your hair down to about here. All right. And then you flip it back on top, and then take that and then flip it back over. And you kind of stack the hair. Because as people know, your hair thins as you get older. Not mine. But that way you can ensure a thick, beautiful head of hair. And use my products. Trump Luxury Locks are at all my hotels. Steal them from the hotel. I don't mind. People rave about them. They say, wow, this is really good. Do we have a question, Sydney?
Reaper asked, Mr. Trump, how many women have you been with, and what are their opinions on your diet?
On my diet? Well, let me tell you something. I've been with so many beautiful women, so many incredibly beautiful women. I've been with Madonna, who's not particularly beautiful, but she's very well known. I've been with Macron's wife. A lot of people don't know that. I've obviously been with Marla Maples, my second wife, Melania, my third wife, Ivana, my first wife, and with a slew of other women, because women love me. They absolutely love me, and they're not crazy about my diet, because women eat like birds. They eat like salads and yogurt and things like that. But I'm a man, and I like manly things like cheeseburgers, hot dogs, steak, prime rib, and sometimes I might have ice cream afterwards, because I don't like to mix it all up because my stomach. But I always have 2 scoops of vanilla. Go right ahead.
Question from Kate Raymer. Sir, is it true you continue to sell American tanks through your shell companies?
Yes, I have 350 shell companies, but listen, you gotta make a living. And I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of people who need tanks, so I'm able to sell the tanks because I know the people who need the tanks. Now, if I knew people who needed tanks and I didn't sell tanks, that would be a bad deal. But here's a good deal. I have the tanks, and we have people who want the tanks, and they have money, and I love money. Me and money are BFFs. Seriously, it's incredible. And I'm so rich, folks. I'm so rich. It's incredible. Go ahead.
Question from Tobias E. Sir, would you rather spend jail time with Nancy Pelosi or Barack Obama?
Oh boy, That's a tough one. I have to tell you, I'd probably be with Barack because then we can kind of walk around the courtyard together, and he would, he could help me with the African American gangs, and you know what? We could probably bring the Aryan Brotherhood and the black gangs together. I think that would be great. Together, we could do that. If I had to be in a cell with Nancy Pelosi, I'd probably blow my brains out. I have to tell you, that woman, you know what I mean? She looks like Skeletor. She's that old. But Barack is young, even though he's from Kenya. It's okay. I think that would be great. I think he'd be a fun guy. I think he'd be a cool guy to hang out with. And then we could maybe windsurf if it's one of those federal prisons that make it very easy to have a good time. Do you have a question? Over here, Sydney from the Youth Reporter Group.
Adam Alexander asked, Mr. President, sir, what's 4 plus 9 divided by 3?
4 plus 9 is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, what was the other one?
Divided by 3.
Divided by 3. So
I
13
love
divided by 3
subscribers.
would be 6. Is that right? Is anyone?
That's correct, sir,
That's
yes.
correct. You see
Yes.
that? You see that? Biden's walking. Oh, where am I? Oh, sarsaparilla. Oh, come on, Jack. Oh, who's this guy? Who's this fella? Popcorn. Look at that. I did math live on television for millions of people. Go right ahead.
Marty Moe wants to
Marty
know.
Moe!
Sir,
Marty Moe.
sir, you've probably been asked this before, but will you pardon Ghislaine Maxwell?
Oh, no. That's not going to I wished her well, but I'm not going to pardon her. There's no need for that unless there's money in it, but I don't think there is because they're pretty cleaned out at this point. So she's just going to have to rot in jail. It's a sad situation. You know, she was a nice lady. Go right ahead.
Carmen asks, what do you feel about Biden and why do you think he's a good president?
Well, I don't think he's a good president. I mean, he 13.5 million jobs. I could have done that. $35 insulin. I could have done that. Infrastructure. I could have done that. I just didn't have enough time. Because we were focusing on tax breaks. But, here's the thing about Biden. He's so old. Do you know he's 100 years old? He fought in the War of 1812. A lot of people don't talk about that, but he's so old, they discontinued his blood type. They have no blood for Biden. It's sad, so he has to be very, very careful. He's very, very brittle. He'd blow away in a high wind. Here we go.
Question from Baron Corvo.
Baron Corvo.
Sir, a question from England.
I love England.
Have you hung out with our Prince Andrew? You guys seem to have a lot in common.
No. You're not going to catch me on that one. I never liked Prince Andrew. You know why? He got rid of Fergie. Well, actually, that was a good idea because she was getting a little broad in the beam, if you know what I'm talking about. But I maybe met Andrew once maybe. So don't pin me to that guy. What a weirdo, man. You know what? The guy's richest guy in the world. He couldn't get women. Something's not right. Something's not right, folks. It's sad. It's really sad. But I would like to be I'd like to get his title if that's, what is he, the Prince of Yorkshire or something, or like that? Sydney?
A follow-up question from the person who asked the other question before. Mr. President, sir, what are your plans for beating Biden in 24?
Oh, I plan for beating Biden in 24. First is outliving him. I don't think he's going to make it to the election. Secondly, being me. You know what the biggest difference between me and Biden is me. It's absolutely me, and that's how I'm going to beat him. I'm going to beat him on the ground. I'm going to beat him in the air. I'm going to beat him everywhere because he's Sleepy Joe. It's true. Over here.
Eggjo122. Sir, what's your favorite sports team?
My favorite sports team right now, that's a great question, but I'd have to say it's, I wanted to say San Francisco, but that town is a mess. So I'm going to go with Kansas City. Kansas City is the place to be. You know why? It's the middle of America. They have loyal fans, and they are going to win. And I don't give a crap about Taylor Swift. Go ahead.
Well, follow up to that. Are Taylor and Kelsey getting married?
Well, they'll probably get married, but it'll fail. It'll fail because it's one of those manufactured things where you get together and you make a deal and you have to sign a prenup. I've never been into that other than for my marriages. Go ahead, Cindy.
Mika Rose 2 asked, where is Melania and did you two break up?
Well, Melania and I have not broken up. I want to make that very, very clear. We're trying to get, it's been 14 weeks. We're going to get her on the press conference one of these Fridays. The problem is she loves to play hide and go seek. And we're in the middle of a 3-week marathon game of hide and go seek. And somehow she got the tracking device off of her ankle. So when she left the grounds, the trail went cold. But we've got drones. We've got heat-seeking cameras. We are going to find Melania. And once we do, I'm going to build a wall around her to make sure she doesn't escape Mar-a-Lago again. Go ahead.
Question from Tyrell Adams. Sir, how are the NFTs?
Oh, the NFTs are doing great. We've sold all of them. We were cutting up my suit from the day that I was arrested, where I took that photo and said, never, what did I say? Never surrender. Never surrender, unless it's after the 4th time you've surrendered. But that suit is being cut up, and we are selling that. This is a historical artifact. You know that my suit that I wore that day that we're cutting up as an artifact, you know who wanted that? Did you know who wanted it? Smithsonian. And they said, oh, we'll take it. And I said, well, how much? And they said, well, we can't pay you for it. It's a donation. I said, I don't give donations. I take donations. All right, I take donations. We've taken in over $5 million just in the last hour during this press conference. It's absolutely incredible. We got 2 more. We got 2 questions. Go ahead, down in front.
Lisa Mitchell donated $5.
Lisa, we love you. You're absolutely incredible. I don't know where you live, but we need to get you out here to be one of our reporters. It's going to be fantastic.
Well, Lisa said, I hope y'all send super chats to Mr. President so he can buy my plane ticket from West Virginia to Mar-a-Lago.
West Virginia, wow, that's a hike. But we're going to get you on the Trump private jet. Meg.
C-Mal wants you to know, just in case you're looking for
the
Melania,
super
if you had a
chat.
diamond-encrusted ankle bracelet, that would be hard to cut through.
Oh, really? Okay, that's good to know, because we need to find a new... Well, I'm going to talk to Elon Musk. He's probably invented a fabric you can't cut. Go ahead.
User 13468 asked, are you the real Trump, and where do you get your nails done?
Where do I get my nails done? I do them myself because I'm a cheapskate. I don't like Vietnamese women doing my nails. I find that very disconcerting. So I do them myself, and I do a great job. They're absolutely fantastic. And yes, I'm very real. I am not AI. I am really here right now, hugging this flag, holding up this thing from Factory, this nice little toy of me in the orange jumpsuit. So I am very, very real, and we're close on time. So a couple more questions, and we're going to wrap it up. Go ahead.
Question from Peter Edwards. President Trump.
I like that name, Peter Edwards. It sounds very official. Peter Edwards. Go ahead, guys.
Are you still in control of the space lasers that you shipped to space after you created the Space Force?
I am in charge of the military, the Space Force. By the way, the Space Force is fantastic. We're having jackets made. We're raising money. We are going to be going up into space regularly when I am back as president. I never lost control of that because it's a new branch of the Army, so I was always in control of it because it's mine. I made up the Space Force. Go ahead.
Tobias E. wants to know, can you solve the Israeli conflict again in 30 days?
I can solve it day one. When I am back in, I will resolve the Israeli conflict so fast it'll make your head spin. Go ahead.
Elisa asked him his opinion on Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and did she deserve to get out of prison?
Can someone, I saw this in the paper. Can someone bring me up to speed on this? What is this?
So her mother abused her and pretended that she had multiple different illnesses.
The mother had Munchausen's by proxy.
Oh, okay.
And Gypsy Rose and the boyfriend killed the mother.
I'd say in that case, it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes you got to dole out your own brand of justice, like my brand of justice, Trump justice. And that's what I'll be doing when I am back in office. We'll be getting rid of these horrible judges who don't know what the hell is going on. And in situations like that, I am totally understanding of it. And I just wanted to go back to the Middle East situation. The Jewish people love me. They absolutely love me because I've done so much. I moved the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. I did that, me. And this is why the Jewish people, who, by the way, are wonderful, fantastic, incredible people, hardworking people, so good with money, and they always think my name, Donald J. Trump, is Donald Genius Trump. And it is. It truly is, because I'm so smart. All right, do we have one more minute? Okay, we have one more minute. Let's get a few more questions in. Oh, right here. We want to, if you're watching right now, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. We're putting out content all the time. If you're watching on the TT, the Tickety Tock, go up top. Go into my bio and hit subscribe. We love our members. We love our watchers. We do this every Friday, 1 p.m. in the East, 10 a.m. in the Pacific time zone. You ask the questions. I answer them. I'm here for you. And when I'm back in office, who knows? We may do these every day. Who knows? It'll kind of like when we did the briefing for the COVID, which was all fake anyway. Go ahead.
I love my girlfriend said, "Sir, will you bring down prices if you become president?"
I will bring down price. Gas will be 50 cents. Bread will be 50 cents. Everything will be 50 cents. It'll be like the 50s. That's what we'll call it. It'll be the 50s all over again. It'll be absolutely fantastic. I want to bring up we have one more question. I want to bring up
one more because Zaphod Beeblebrox wants to know, tomorrow's January 6th. What are you going to do?
Oh, I'm going to celebrate. We're going to be going to visit these wonderful people. I'm going to bring them a cake with a file in it so they can all get out of jail. They're going to work their way out of jail. It's going to be absolutely incredible. These people, this legal system is an absolute mess, and we're going to get these people out, and it's going to be incredible. And even if they don't get out, I'll pardon all of them. We'll do a mass pardon. That's what it'll be called. It'll be a mass pardon. So and we're going to make it a national holiday. January 6th is going to be a national holiday. It's going to be incredible. Can we get our reporters up here if they want to come up and be seen? Today we had some amazing reporters. Right this way. We're going to get them on. This is Megyn Kelly. This is the not real Megyn Kelly. Woo. She joined us today. Make some noise for her. Great questions. And then we had Sydney, but Sydney's she wants to stay off camera, but that's okay because Sydney's very well known on the TT. Very well known on the TT. Thank you, everybody. You guys were fantastic.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for joining me. Thank you for our 14th press conference. You guys are the best. We'll see you. There you are. You're up on the screen right now. We'll have you. We'll be back here next week with 2 new reporters, 2 fantastic reporters like we had today. One from the youth sector, Megyn Kelly, famous, very, very famous, came all the way in from New York for this. And I know that some of you came in from around the world to watch it on the TT and the U. Thank you so much. You guys are fantastic. It's going to be huge.